We walked out and had a great time, you
Yeah.
know. So tell me, this is your third year. So tell me the importance of making sure that we have this conversation about mental health.
Okay. So I feel that it's very important. Our community needs so much awareness when it comes to mental health. We shun it. We don't address things that have happened in our families. You know, back in the day, what happens in the family stays in the family.
Mhm.
The church scene, what goes on, we shush everything. And so many people are being hurt on top of hurt, on top of hurt, and then they're hurting their kids, and then their kids is hurting. And we have to address some things. We have to touch on things and say, hey, I was hurt by my uncle. I was hurt by my aunt. Let's talk about this. We don't talk about anything. And it's okay
Mhm.
to seek help. And that's my main goal, is to let people know that it's okay to seek help. Let's break that stigma. Let's not say what's going on. Let's be quiet. Let's not talk about it. We're embarrassed. No, let's break that stigma so we can heal. We got to heal in our communities. We got to heal in our families. We need that healing. So we have to continue to break the stigma. So I felt it was important. Of course, I started doing it in my church, the Live Nation Church in Mount Vernon, who my pastor is Bishop Damon Mack. And we've been doing it just amongst ourselves. That was a goal that I wanted to do, to eventually get it out into the community. And
Mhm.
we decided, let's just not do it in the church. Let's open it up. Let's just not have it for church members. It's a free event. You don't have to pay.
Mhm.
Just need to register so I can get a count, because I'm going to feed you. You get a little bit of breakfast, you get a little bit of lunch. You go away
Exactly.
with a gift bag. Like, I got all kind of things that I'm giving away. I just need people to register, because I don't want to get stuff for 80 people and then 200 show up. So, but of
Right.
course, we're going to plan anyway. But I just think it's
Exactly.
important for our community, our churches, our families to heal. It's important to break that stigma. We have to, because there's so much pain. I mean, you see it on the TV, you see it on our lives, things that people are going through, and we have to break the stigma. We have to. We got enough going on in society that, we can't address these situations.
Talk
Right.
about talk. I think I applaud you for what you're doing, because it's definitely a necessary conversation, and it's definitely a conversation we need in our community, our community. But talk about, I know Damon had said something about this before, and I've seen this before. To like men not thinking, not going to seek help, or their women thinking they're weak for going to get help.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and that's like, you got a nice strong man. He knows he wants some stuff. He got to work it out.
Mhm.
But you think he's weak or punk or something, because and when you say that to him, that's going to make him not get help,
Not
and
get,
and
yep,
and your household's not going to be healthy. So I want you
exactly.
to speak to that, because the stigma with men going to do that, like, oh, something,
Mhm.
must be weak or something if you get, no.
Right. And I'm glad you said that, because first, you're not weak because you're seeking help. You're weak when you don't seek help. That's when you're weak. But you're going out. And I see that a lot. I work at the Guidance Center of Westchester, one of the therapists there, and we don't see many men. And when they do come in, it's like, I don't want to tell anybody that I'm here. Like, why don't you want to tell anybody that you're here? Like, you're trying to better yourself. So I do see this a lot. And I think it's maybe just the way that we've grown up, the way that our parents taught us, because the man is the head of the household, and they feel that if I go say that I'm dealing with issues, I'm dealing with maybe some past trauma in my life, my family might think that I'm weak. But we as women, we also have to support our men to say, honey, babe, boo, whoever you are, go and get therapy. And you know what? I'm going to get therapy too. So I know how to help you when areas are a little bit, if the line is a little bit
Mhm.
gray, are you going through something? I know how to talk to you. I know how to address the things that you're going on. We can't say make a man feel less than because you're going to get therapy. That's a great man that's going to get therapy, because he don't want
Mhm.
his trauma to fall off on the family. He doesn't want
That's
his
right.
trauma to fall off on the kids.
That's right.
So I applaud you. Most women should be applauding men that said that they want to
Mhm.
get to therapy. And a lot of times what I also see, we don't have a lot of male therapists.
Right.
Black therapists.
And that's a problem
black
too,
period. Black male or just black therapists.
Yeah. But what she's saying, that's a problem too, because some men don't want to have this conversation with a woman. They want to they feel more comfortable having the conversation with a man as opposed to,
and which is I understand, because some things as a woman I won't know for a man. So some things I can't speak to. I can speak to it clinically and give you, coping skills and what I think that will help you go along the way. But it's nothing like speaking to someone who can say, as a Black man, I know how you feel. Right. But clinically, this is what we can do. Same for a woman. Sometimes a woman don't want to go to a man who's a therapist because there's female things that we want to talk about. But clinically, we all can speak to whatever that issue is, because trauma is trauma. Depression is depression, so the clinical piece we can speak to. Right. But I do understand that. And there is a lack of male therapists. It's a lack. Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Is it the field they're not going into, they're not getting encouraged to go into, or it's harder for them to get into? What do you
I don't think it's hard, because I know a few. I would say some things might hit home, and then sometimes some people may feel like this is deep, I don't want to go into it. But it's not hard to go, because I know a few Black therapists. It's not hard. It's easy to go to school and take the classes and do it. I don't know if it's the pay, because it's not the greatest pay, but you can get a good pay with it depending where you are. So I'm not really sure why it's like that. I'm starting to see more Black males going to school for social work. I'm starting to see a lot. So in my church, I started this ministry called the Healthy Mind Ministry. And what we do is we speak to those who are in our church to really encourage them to seek therapy. So we'll do like a consultation and talk about therapy and what it looks like. A lot of times I'll do a mental health screening, like the GAD. That's a screening that measures where you are on anxiety. So are you at a 0? Are you at a 15? Then we have the PHQ-9, which does the depression screening to see where you are. And I'll give them that piece of paper and I'll walk with them the steps to find a therapist for them. So we'll look for a therapist. We'll go on all the sites to find a therapist that meets their needs and see if that works for them. And I'll give them that information to give to the therapist. If there's no connect and they're not working with them, then we go back to the drawing board and we try to find you another therapist. So with the Healthy Minds, we have some, actually have a young man in the church who's going to school to become a social worker. He jumped on the team. So we're really there to just support, because we can't really do therapy for them because we're in the same church and it's like a breach of confidentiality and all of that. But we can work with you, help you find a therapist. If you're having a crisis, there's someone there to talk to you and say, okay, what do we need to do? How can we help you? How can we assist you? What kind of help do you need? And we're going to go the step with you all the way. Like, we're not just going to say, here's some numbers, call them in, that's it. Like, we're going all the way with you.
I see that it trickles down. So if you have unhealthy adults, male fathers or mothers, you can't be healthy and whole for your children. And when we have, we talked about, I did a series of articles on the mental health of our children, someone, or with all the violence that was going on in the schools and the shootings and the stabbings and all that. And people were saying, they got PTSD. And I was like, no, like a soldier coming home from war. I said, no, what's the difference? The soldier comes home for war. They live in the war zone. The students walk in the school is the war zone. They never leave the war zone. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And then when these things happen and you don't provide, and this goes to our preachers, teachers, and politicians, when you don't provide a place for them to unpack, and then the next thing happens, and you haven't provided a thing for them to unpack, and then the next thing happens, then you got them big brawls like the two cheerleading teams, a whole bunch of them, 40, 50 of them fighting in the street because these things bubbled over and over and over. And none of these things got, and everybody, I'm sorry, I pass the blame everywhere. I talk to people in the Board of Ed. I talk to people in the school district. I talk to coaches and teachers. They all knew this was an issue months and months before that.
That part.
You understand what I'm saying? And so we got to do better. And I put this, I'm not criticizing you, but putting this out to our preachers, our teachers, and our politicians and our leaders. We need, but we need you to be healthy too.
Right.
Listen,
if none of us are healthy, how am I going to help somebody else?
Exactly. You can't.
And then when you see something, it might trigger me or something. How can I help you if I can't help myself?
The saddest thing was, and I just want to say that the last thing I want to say about the kids, the saddest thing with the young lady the girl that got stabbed, and one got killed and one got stabbed. The mother of the girl who got stabbed that lived, her daughter was 16 or 17. She was brought back to the trauma of her cousin being stabbed in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at that time, she still hadn't really fully processed and unpacked that.
Yeah.
That this triggered that, because she spoke at a school board meeting. I got it on video. And you can feel the pain still all these years later. And you know, these things, the generational trauma. So I think what you're doing is important. You know, and you know, I always say our youth, because sometimes we got to start somewhere. You know, it's probably easier to get to them before they become adults and stuff. You know, we got to get to the adults too. So I applaud what you're doing, because it's definitely necessary work. Definitely God's work. It's definitely God's work.
And I'm glad you said that, because one of the speakers that's going to be on the forum, she's talking about the inner child, the hurt that we have for the inner child and how it plays out in our adulthood. And it's important, because so many things happen in our childhood. Going back to what I said before, we say, oh, be quiet. Don't worry about it. Don't say anything. Don't let the family know. And it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. And then you're wondering why somebody's beating on another individual or a child, because when they was a child, they were beating on, you know? So it's important. It just builds up and builds up, and we have to address it. We have to talk about it, and we can't judge people. Let them know that it's a free space.
Right.
Go ahead and vent. Tell us how you're feeling, you know, and let it be a safe space. And that's the main thing, being a safe space for them, so they're able, you know, to vent.
I had another conversation with a sister recently, and she was dealing with this guy. He was married. Now he's not married, and then he's with her. But he had a bunch of issues, and he never dealt with those issues. So he went from his wife's bed to her bed, and he brought all those issues with her. And I was trying to explain that to her, like, you don't have a healthy man. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't get a chance to heal from that situation. They were together for years, and they hadn't healed. He didn't heal, and he's bringing all that to you.
All that,
and you're looking for you're looking for somebody to wife you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not one like.
And he's not even thinking. He's not even there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know, I just had a conversation with somebody recently like that, and you know,
Yolanda, I want to hook you up with my wife, because she's in the youth bureau of Mount Vernon, and you know, just the stories I listen to, and I'm like, you know what, like the parents need help, the children need help, you know. And they don't have no programs like that, you know. They need, because you know who the kids are, right? But you're not attaching them to a program so that the parents and the children can get the help that they need, that, you know, to heal whatever trauma is going on in the home. You know, I did a story that they found in Westchester. 40 runaways in Westchester County, in just one county. And a lot of times the report was saying that they weren't like running away. They were just at somebody else's house because they didn't want to be home. And they were staying out there for weeks. You know, so that shows that there's something going on, that we're not having the right conversations around our children, you know.
And you know, you're so right. I have a 17-year-old son, and he has like 4 friends that he's really close with, and they all come over to my house. That's how I started my lemonade business. They come over to my house, right? And the things that they ask me, like, I'm like, You don't talk to your mom. You don't talk to your dad about this.
Exactly.
And it's just about simple stuff about a girl. How do you treat a
Right.
female? How does a female like to be treated? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my gosh, but I have to say something to them because I don't want them going out treating a female the wrong way.
Exactly.
How would you want somebody to treat your mom?
Right.
Feel, and I'm like, you always want to treat a female respect, and they just continue. He's on the phone with them. They're like, Mom, they want to have a session. I'm like, oh my goodness, but they need that, and like you said, a lot of kids don't have that, so they're not at home. Some parents are sitting there yelling at them, do this,
right.
Good. There's a reason why they're acting like this.
Exactly.
It's because just to be doing it, there is a reason, and we got to find the root cause of why. And what are the parents doing at home to make them feel like this?
Exactly. We did a mentoring program a while back in Mount Vernon at one of the elementary schools. And one of the kids, he was just tired and agitated and all this. So we got him in the program. Cecil Parker. Yeah. And we found out that he was taking care of his two younger siblings all night. Right? So by the time he got to school,
depleted.
So I talked to the principal. I said, dude, you got to talk to his mother. He can't, he's failing because he's taking care of, and he didn't want to tell nobody why he was so tired. He couldn't keep up with the class. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing the homework because he's watching two kids, and then you got to talk to the mother. Like, you can't have your son doing this.
No,
you got to figure it out. You're adult. You're adult. And a lot of times I've seen a lot of these young kids, the parents have them being adult.
Right.
A boy husband.
Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. They don't have no childhood.
No.
And we also need more Black folks in these programs, in these county programs, because in my 33 years in correction, I only saw a whole bunch of white people. How do you have a jail that's 75, 80% people of color, and you have white women wanting to talk to them, and then they talk about some stuff, mansplaining. What is that?
Yeah.
I had to ask her, what are you talking about, mansplaining? No, like, what is that? Like, how do y'all talk about mansplaining? What is that? And these are the things that these people come in and we supposed to be fixing our children, and we're just making them worse.
I wanted to talk about what you were saying about the kids. I was blessed that my mom, a lot of my friends and my sister's friends who couldn't speak to their mom would come to my house, and my mother would keep it until it was something that she had to share with them. She said, "This is something I can't keep from your parents, but I will be there when you're going to tell your mom, but I will be there with you when you tell them." You know what I'm saying? And so I tried to, when my daughter was growing up, because you got to figure their friends, they spend more time with their friends than anybody else. So I wouldn't know who her friends was. I wanted to know what was in their head. I wanted to know who their parents was. I wanted to know, because they have the influence of my daughter, like hours and hours of every day. Like,
right.
So I wanted to know who her friends was. I wanted that you can bring them over. We have a cookout.
That parent, yep.
I'm picking their brains, like, trying to see where their heads is at, like, because and people used to laugh when I said that, but no, my daughter spends a significant time. She's grown now, but she spent a significant time with these friends, and if their mind ain't right, and this is what she did. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now you bring it to my daughter. That's a problem.
Exactly. We got to check. We got to check the spirits.
Like back in the day, remember, like, we all was a community. Even if I see my son's friends on the street and they was somebody, I pull over like, "What you doing?" And they go, "Hi, Mom. I'm not doing. Don't make me follow you because I'll follow you." Now it's just like, "Oh, I saw so and so, and they was don't let me see you smoking and drinking."
Exactly. Yeah. Listen, when I was my whole block had permission to beat my behind for my mother if they saw me doing something crazy, and they told my mother, what I'm saying, and she didn't have any problem with it. And we got to get back to community. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't know what happened to our community.
You know, when you provide structure, you'd be surprised. Damon was talking about the program at Cecil Parker. Mm-hmm. I lived around the corner from Cecil Parker.
Okay.
So we would go there, you know, every Friday or whatever. And one or two of the kids were coming down the block and they was with their friends. And I'm sitting on the porch and they saw me. And he's telling his boys, pull your pants up. Because he saw me. You know what I'm saying? He's telling them to act a certain way because he saw me. Because he's like, you know what I'm saying? And then he spoke to me. And then I was at IHOP one day with friends and family, and one or two of the kids came up, "Ma, this is the guy from the program," and you know, I got to meet the mother, and you know, and they were hearing about the stuff we did, and that does affect. Like I said, I lived around the corner, so I saw them on the block. I saw them. They had to see me every day, like you know, in their every day, and that's important. Just being present. Sometimes just being present is important, and listening. And I talk. And a friend of mine, she's like this. She does this hip hop. They calls herself a hip hop therapist. Mm-hmm. She was like, one of the ways she reached the kids, right? This is interesting, Damon. Oh, she said it on our show. We had on the show. So she was like, yo, she couldn't understand what the kids were listening to. But what she did, the music, she printed out the lyrics. When she printed out the lyrics, she read the pain that they was expressing in there. They're telling you what's going on. We just didn't understand it, but you had to print it out because you couldn't understand it on the record. So she printed it out, and that's how she was able to reach a bunch of these kids. Yeah, like that's crazy. I was like, yo, that's very powerful. I was like, we need to do that. We need to print out the lyrics. Because they're telling you what's wrong. Yeah, they're telling you why they feel the way they feel. Yeah, they're telling you what they're seeing,
and we're not hearing it.
We can't hear it.
Hear it.
Or we don't want to hear it. Or we not.
Well, we don't want to hear it. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I want to applaud you for what you're doing. I also want to say I'm the vice president of the Mount Vernon NAACP. Okay. I want you to get my number from Damon, and I want to see if we can set something up where you come talk to at one of our meetings and come address, you know, the branch. You know what I'm saying, and the importance of mental health, how we can get involved, and how we can be more involved, because we need our organizations to get involved. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just being present, and sometimes it's just listening.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so whatever I can help from that aspect as well, you know, that's my other hat I wear. So Damon, please give her my number, and
absolutely.
Let's follow up.
That's good to know, because actually next year for the mental health symposium, I just want to do straight youth.
Yes.
3 years for the adults. I want to do straight youth. I want them to come in. I want them to talk. I don't even know if I want adults in there. I just want them to come in there to talk, get a free space, and let's figure out how we can help them. But I just need help with getting the youth there. You know,
youth no, we'll work that out. You ain't said nothing.
Okay.
You ain't said nothing. We work that out. You know, we'll figure it out, and you know, get the kids in there.
We were trying to do something similar, but the elected officials and they were allowed to be there, but they weren't allowed to speak. Okay. So they had to listen to what the kids had to say, no matter what they had to say, no matter what they had to feel. But it was, I got resistance from a lot of people in the community of putting this together. We weren't able to pull it off. But I still want to, if I can work with you to pull something like that together, like the elected officials,
do it.
They're just not allowed to speak.
Right.
They have to come in. They have to sit and listen because they need to hear what the kids feel. My friend Brenda always says we talk about all these things that's good for the children while they're involving or talking to the children.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So how we talking about what's best for them? We're not even talking to them and hearing what the. Wow. We had a youth symposium, and they were talking about putting more basketball courts, and they were asking the kid what they want. Yeah, I didn't know there was so many. This was 2015. I didn't realize there were so many skateboarders and soccer players and stuff. They're not playing basketball. They don't want another basketball court. They want a skate park. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we didn't. But if you don't talk to them, you don't know that.
You won't know.
Right.
So you think you're doing something by putting another basketball program, and none of these kids are playing basketball. And the rest of them are playing soccer.
I did that to my son. Oh, play basketball, because all the guys I know play basketball. You got to do football, and he comes. I want to play soccer, and I was like, soccer. Okay, that's what you want to play. I'm gonna be a soccer mom. Go ahead, do it.
Exactly.
I see at Graham School now they have a space. There's a basketball court, but they have a thing for soccer. And I go out there because I do a lot of walking, so I walk around the school and I walk through, and I sit there sometimes and I watch. And there's the kids throwing the football around, there's the kids playing basketball, but the soccer area and then the open field, those two areas are always full.
Crowded, yep.
And it's Black kids. It's not like it's not, they're not all Caribbean, they're not all Latino, they're not all white. It's Black American kids playing soccer. But again, Mount Vernon's whole thing is we're going to put another basketball hoop up. You know what I'm saying? And you're not talking to the kids. You're not talking about what they want. And
talk to the kids. Yeah,
you can't do what's good for them. And we need programs. The programs, first off, too, I want to say to the people that are listening and will watch this later, there are programs, but we need to support them.
Yes.
Support them, the ones that's doing the work.
Right.
You need to support them financially. Like sometimes you don't have time.
Right.
Like you can't give your time, but you can give a couple of dollars. You understand what I'm saying? You have to invest in the people that are invested in our kids.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can, volunteering is more important than money because they need bodies. The kids need, and the last thing is you can't do this just show up every now and then. What these kids need to see is consistency. What happens to them, we have these forums and stuff, and we have people show up for a month or so, and then the kids see then they don't see them no more. So the next time we have it, they be like, they ain't relying on y'all because it's crazy because we can never count on you. So we got to be consistent and we got to show up and we got to get involved.
Yes.
And sometimes we don't have to recreate something else. We got to support the organizations and the programs that are doing things now. So,
absolutely.
So they can do more. So I applaud you in any way that I can help you, from my hat with Black Westchester and my hat with the NAACP.
Reach out.
Yes.
So, we gonna make it happen. We're gonna put it out in the atmosphere and it's gonna materialize. We gonna put, and listen, after I get off the show, I'm calling my wife, say, I know who you could work with. Because I gave her a program for the young men, but politics play a game, and I'm like, well, hey, that's on y'all. You know what I'm saying? I know God blessed me to do.
Right.
And y'all don't want to utilize it, then it is what it is. I can't, I'm not gonna cry no tear.
Right.
But see how God worked? We're gonna give them you. We're gonna give them you. We're gonna give you a different Jones. Hey, wait a minute.
A different Jones.
So give them a different Jones.
So listen, so for people who are watching this, and a lot of people watch after the replay gang, they watch it on the replay. So how can people get involved in what can they get in touch with you to find out more about what you're doing? Is there social media or contact information? Share all. I want to give that so people can.
I have my Facebook page is under Yoland Jones. You can reach me that way. I'm at the Live Church, 237 South 6th Avenue. All you gotta do is ask for Yolanda, and they're gonna point you right to me. I'm around. I work at the Guidance Center. Right. You ask for Yolanda Jones, the Guidance Center. I'm there.
Now, where's the Guidance Center at again?
On Washington Street, 256 Washington Street.
Okay.
Factory building looking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So and when in your program Saturday, talk about that. Tell everybody what time and everything. So, and how to register and when they need to register by, all that stuff.
So it's the Mental Health Symposium, Breaking the Stigma, Knowing Your Purpose. And that's this Saturday, May 2nd, and it starts at 11 a.m. to 3 o'clock. The registration has been closed, but you can just come. You can register at the door. That was just really for a number count, and we hit the mark. We're over 80 people. So now we know what to do. But, it's open. Anybody can come. They'll register. We'll take your name, your number, your email, and keep you on the list. So when we have it next year, we can also send it out. So anyone can come. It's open to all. You don't have to worry about register. You can do it there.
And make sure you take some pictures.
Oh, yes. We're going to take pictures.
Send it to us. And we'll put them on the website. So
I'll let the media team know.
And again, get my number from Damon and remind me on Friday if I can. I will show up.
Great.
I don't know what I'm doing, but you might have to wait till you might have to remind me on Friday though. Like on Friday.
I will be down there.
Oh, you will.
Yeah, I'm going. This the rally in front of. I'm going to set things on fire, son.
Okay. on Saturday, it's Saturday. On Saturday.
Yeah, it's the second.
Okay.
Jesse Van Loo. It's the second.
So what time is the rally?
It's the same day. This is at 1.
And what time is your thing?
11.
It's at 11. Yeah, so I'm gonna slide in and slide out.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well then come scoop me up and I'll be at both things. And
okay. Yeah. I'm gonna slide in and slide out.
We can grab a picture of y'all when y'all come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah,
well, thank you as always.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, fam.
This was great.
No, anytime. Yes. You know, our door is open. Anytime you want to talk about something, and tell Bishop you got to come on.
I told him the other day. I said, "Listen, you got an appointment." He's like, "All right. I'm coming. I was like, "All right."
And you tell him AJ said, "Hey," because I see him every now and then, and they'll be like, "Hey," So yeah, tell him I said.
I'll let him know.
Yes.
I'll let him know. Thank you guys so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
To do that youth. It's really been on my heart to do it, but
good.
Just need some more people to help me.
Okay.
With that. Yeah.
All right, whatever you want to do, I'm down. I'm retired, man. I ain't got no job.
Time, right?
Other than to work for the people. That's it. That's my job now. So let's make it happen.
Whatever his wife and running errands for his wife.
Not a lot.
No,
not a lot. I stay up in Middletown. They be like, "You coming down?" Nah. You know what I'm saying? When she moved me up here, that was the worst thing she did. Because I don't be trying to drive down to Mount Vernon or Westchester County, anything. I'd be like, nah, I'm good. I ain't gonna feel like doing that drive, man. Nope. Stay right here. I'm good. Right in the house. I'm a house man. I just stay in the house. Sit outside on my porch. You know what I'm saying? Just sit outside my porch. Be like, It'd be so quiet. My God, it's so quiet up here. Oh my God. I come down to Mount Vernon, be bang, bang, like, oh no. I be getting in the car, be like, yo, I'm out. AJ, I'll be in and out of Mount Vernon, man. Because I just can't even do the noise no more.
Yeah, he be calling me, I just left Mount Vernon. Oh, you was here? I ain't know you was here. Like, yo, dude, why you ain't calling me while you was here? He's like, yo, I just left. Like,
I'll be out, man. Listen, I was supposed to go to Kobe's thing. I rescheduled something, and I was running late. I took a shower, laid my clothes out, did everything. I just said, I just can't do it. I just called Kobe and apologized.
But on another note, he was dedicated to come to your thing. He picked me up one thing. And we drove up and we trying to figure out where everybody was, and he had the wrong.
That was the wrong day. Remember, I came down there the wrong day.
Say it was supposed to be the Sunday or the day in April. He was there in the day in March, the same day in March. Like, yeah. So we in the parking lot. He's like, man, it's empty. He's calling people. Like, yo, he was making sure he was there. He was there a month early.
Like, I looked at the flyer. Remember, I text you. Never mind. Never mind. I'm in the wrong month.
I remember.
Oh my God!
I was in the car with him sitting across the street.
Empty.
I was like, damn, what's going on? Am I early? What's going on? Wrong month.
I
was ready. He gave me another month to prepare.
He was ready.
Another month to prepare.
Y'all were on his mind because he came down a month early. I was on his mind.
Oh man.
Well, thanks, sis.
Yes, thank you.
As always, give everybody the love. Give everybody the love, and we'll see you on the second.
Okay, see you on the second.
And Damien, give her my contact, and you on top.
Yes,
keep me informed because I am here. I just always can't be there, but I am in Mount Vernon.
Okay, all right. Yep, we'll definitely connect.
All right.
Good night. Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah, that we need to. So for everybody tuning in, and you didn't know, this is Black Westchester presents the People Before Politics radio show. We're on every Sunday 6 to 8, simulcasting live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and sometimes wherever else we can, and on blackwestchester.com sometimes. And that's we're trying to get more into going back to what we started doing, these community spotlights. The show is called People for Politics. And sometimes politics just overruns things. So we try to get back to the people. So we do more segments like this. And, this is our latest segment. Community spotlight on Sister really doing some good work. And y'all need to go show up and see. It's not so good to say, we don't have programs. It's not good to just sit there and complain. Well, we don't have nobody for the kids. We don't have nobody dealing with mental health. When we bring these issues up to you and we show you that these events are happening, you got to make yourself available. And you can't be everywhere, but you got to show up to some of these things. And you got to support the people that are doing the work. If you can't be there in person and you can't volunteer, small donations go a long way. You got to invest in the people that are investing in the people. You know what I'm saying? So I bang that home every time we do one of these segments. So you can show up Saturday. You can show up Saturday. Show up just to see the work that they're doing. Show up, see how you can get involved. Show up and see how you can support. Show up and bring somebody else. And for mental health, check on. We were talking about seniors being scammed. Check on the seniors in your family, in your community, in your building, and on your block. You know what I'm saying? Check on them. You know what I mean? Check on your family members. There are so many people that are suffering in silence. Nobody's asked them how they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna walk around and tell you, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. Like, there's so many people suffering in silence that the people in their family and the people on their block and the people around them don't even know. So check on those close to you. Check on them. See how they do. Check on the family member. Check on the neighbor. Check on the neighbor across the street. Check on the person above you. Did you see every day riding up the elevator in your building? Ask them how they're doing.
Absolutely, man. That's about it.
Yeah. We call it a day. Now I can go. I can get my walk on early. I didn't do too many steps today. I got to get out and get my walk.
So, the paper's up online, right? So everybody can get the e-paper. Get the e-paper, Black Westchester, new e-paper. Go to blackwestchester.com. We're the life and legacy of Bob Law.
Yes.
One of the greatest. And you could also go on Westchester. You could also go on Black Westchester YouTube and check out one of the interviews that we did with Bob Law. Tomorrow is Meatless Mondays. Check me out. 11 a.m. We're talking about the Daniel diet. How the prophet Daniel stayed strong. What? I don't understand what is going on with this thing here.
Popping
off. We talk about the importance of fruits and vegetables and the example of the prophet Daniel on Meatless Mondays. Also, at 8 o'clock tomorrow, Chicago Flips Red. These sisters out in Chicago is doing their thing. I interviewed them. They're really changing the political landscape in Chicago. It's about interests. One of the sisters is planning on running for mayor in Chicago. So listen, and we can't judge anybody. Like, we live in New York. Politics in New York is not the same as politics in Chicago. Even though we would like to, right, or anywhere else, well, unless it's California. But, these sisters made it plain on why they flipping to red, and the fact that, it doesn't take away their blackness. It's a political party line. It's a way to make change. So definitely have, and one of the sisters already, she's been down testifying in Congress on how the legal immigration has affected the Black community in Chicago. And they have been, out there doing their thing and getting resources for the Black community. And Very interesting interview. Please check it out. And also, I got a video up talking about Roland Martin, man. This is my second video on Roland, but he put a pastor up, and we cannot allow our struggle, Black America's struggle from slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, and our fight to be recognized as American citizens to be turned into an immigration argument. It's two different things, right? People came here, immigrants came here willingly. We were stolen. Let's just make it clear. We were stolen. So when they talk immigration, they're not talking about Black Americans because we were stolen.
Came here against our will.
We ain't come here because we were taken against our will. We were stolen people.
Right.
We were stolen people. That has nothing to do. The 14th Amendment has nothing to do with immigration. It was the right or wrong from the Dred Scott case.
So yeah, so I want to speak on that too. So, the fight for Black American descendants of slavery, the fights that we have, all other people have benefited from, and you don't respect. We can't. And then they put pressure on our Black elected officials to combine their issue with our issue. It is not there are different things that need to be fought for, but what Black American descendants of slavery are fighting for is not, that issue is not the same as anybody else's issue, and you can't combine it with any other issue. It's okay to support in our fight and want to support other things, but you don't combine it with you can't combine it in our issue. It's just not, it takes away from the fight that Black people have been fighting for in this country. Africans in America have been fighting for in this country forever. It demeans our fight. So we can support you, but you can't combine the issues. And our elected officials need to keep those things separated. You don't see Jewish people putting all those things in their issue combined with the fight that they're fighting. They'll support you, but their fight is their fight. You're not going to support. You're not going to support. And other groups of people are like that. You don't see them combining, but Black people are asked to combine what we're doing with everybody else and to throw that into our stuff, but they don't include us in their stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So let's stop that. Let's stop that. And for our elected officials, you should know better. And if you don't, we should stop supporting you.
Well, they don't know better. They AJ, that's the problem.
That's it. We need to stop. And as the Black people, we need to stop supporting that. And we don't stand. See, no one, if you don't fight for yourself, if you don't stand up for yourself, all kinds of things are allowed to happen to you and you don't say nothing about it. That's on you. No one's going to do that because it's the right thing to do. And yes, thank you. Everybody needs to like, subscribe, and share.
Thank you. We appreciate it, brother.
If you like what you see here, one of the other ways that you can support that is free is to like and share and subscribe and leave comments. You know what I'm saying? Those are some of the quickest ways that you can support, and you can show the algorithm and you can show those people out there that you support what Black Westchester and People Before Politics is doing. Leave your comments, subscribe, share this with other people. That is how you can do. Now, of course, financially, you can make donations. You can do what is the super comment, the super thing, the super chat. There's plenty of other ways that you can do that too. But at the bare minimum, you can like, subscribe, share, and leave comments and help this thing grow and continue as we go. Because we've been giving you the news with the Black point of view since 2014. We've been doing this show, giving you real talk for the community since 2014. We want to thank everybody who's rocked with us all along and who continues to rock with us. But yes, support the people that are doing the work. Yes.
Yeah, and that's something I want to make clear too. like we are actually a newspaper, right? So that means we got to live up to certain standards and obligations. We're not one of these influencers or these social media hosts that can run off at the mouth without actually backing up what they say. And this is part of the problem, in this day of social media, because you got a lot of people who have a lot of following and they're giving out bad information to Black people. And it creates a bunch of confusion. When we're talking about freedom, justice, equality, better schools, right? Safer communities, better families. Some of these people are really making up stuff that is really not good for us.
Some people are getting paid. Some people are getting paid.
Well, absolutely.
Because put out to carry the water for someone else and put out bad information and water down what we're doing. And discredit us that are actually speaking up and doing the work.
Exactly. Well, a lot of people are getting paid politically, to keep Black people in a certain in a certain condition. But anybody that says that we shouldn't demand anything for our vote and make excuses for it, Roland Martin and a lot of other elite Negroes, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should really be ashamed of yourself, because no other ethnic community does what you're telling Black people to do. Just vote because you don't like Trump. To me, that's not a good reason. I want to address outcomes. What is voting for this certain politician has done for education, has done for public safety?
So I want to clarify that too a little bit. So we have to get to a point where we're voting for something and stop voting against something. We've even seen that in local politics. We voted against Maureen Walker and ended up with Deborah Reynolds. We voted against Ernie Davis and ended up with Richard Thomas. We got to stop voting against. We're voting against something and not voting for something. And that's a problem. And we're not making people earn our votes. We're giving our votes away. This is something we've talked about for so long, and I'm going to talk about it again. We give away our vote. We don't make any person earn our vote. We give it to them because they say we like the great, nice sound bites and clever things that come out of their mouth, but they have not shown you work. We have to make people earn our votes. And after they got in because of our votes, we need to hold them accountable. That is also part of the job. Politics is a participatory sport, not a spectator sport. You have to be involved. The whole we the people thing. You have to be involved and keep these elected officials on the straight and narrow. Hold their feet to the fire. That is your job and your responsibility as a registered voter, as a town, as a resident, as a homeowner. This is your job. And for people to talk down to the people that do this, and we let them get away with that, that's our fault. The conditions of our cities, there's been a lot. Take the city of Mount Vernon. Since Black Westchester has been in office, let's see, Ernie Davis, Richard Thomas, Andre, Clinton, Sean. There's been 5 mayors. There have been at least 25 to 30 people in city council. There have been 3 controllers. There have been several school board superintendents. But the condition is still the same. That tells you something. What is the commonality there? You, the people, you have been here for all of this. You have voted for all of this or not voted for all of this. So you have a role to play too. And we have to take our role serious. We have to fight for what it is that we want. I've said this several times. No one has ever gave us as a people something because it was the right thing to do. Everything that we got, we fought for. People died for, people fought for, people bled for, people have been ostracized for, people fought for it. And we have to continue to fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. The things we got of people, our ancestors fought for. Now we sitting here chilling and leaving a world way worse for our youth. We supposed to fight for this thing for the next generation. The way the generation before that fought for us. But everybody's comfortable now. Everybody's comfortable. You know, they get you with, like, what's that scene in that movie again? Yo, what happened to all the brothers in the struggle? They all got government jobs. You know, like now ain't nobody out there fighting no more. They gave you the government job with some benefits. And now ain't nobody out there fighting no more. Like, yo, so we have to support. And when you don't fight, you leave a vacuum for the people that the Damon are talking about to come in and tell you anything, to come in and pretend to be the leaders, to pretend to be media people, pretend to be activists and advocates. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a following on social media. Because you are not stepping up. So go ahead. I'm done. I'm off my soapbox, and I'm done. But
you know, and people fought for Black people to get government jobs so they could be the change makers within those government agencies that they're working for. But Negroes just went there and fought for and got pensions and overtime and forgot what Black people fought for them to be in there to do. See, this is why I feel for people, right? But see, when you're supposed to do God's work in those positions and you don't do, God will take it away. That's why Pharaoh has let us go. We did not for 30, 40, for 60 years. See, because I was in the Department of Corrections for 33 years, and none of these punk ass activists say anything about me being a law enforcement officer, because I went out and called the cops racist and then went to work while they went out, called the cops racist and went the fuck home. There's a difference.
Wait. Damon, I have to applaud Damon. I have to co-sign with you. Damon is one of the few that wasn't a retired law enforcement officer calling racism in law enforcement and speaking up on things in this county with his boss. The then county legislator George Latimer was in the audience and he spoke. It was like, and my boss is right there, like, and spoke on the things that needed to be said. And his boss, who could make a difference and he not have a job no more, he didn't let that stop them. I understand everybody's not built that way. I do understand, but you got to support the ones that are out there.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not about being built. It's understanding your responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about, there's some that's going to stand out, but you don't get scared yourself. You don't get scared yourself and walk away from the one that's standing out.
Right,
because you're too busy worried about the favors that you're going to get from those white people. Dude, I lived it. I seen these Negroes that are scared. I seen them. I lived that. I live Black folks. I live Black people on my job. Talk bad about me because I stand up for Black people, because it make it harder for them to have the relationships with the white officers. I lived that. And I still stood tall. when black officers didn't even want to vote for me for union president.
Wait, but when something happened to the white officer, who they come to for support? David stood with that white officer who was wrong and brought me out there so I could take pictures and do the story on Black Westchester. But those are the same ones that tell you not to stand with Damon, though. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's what them Negroes do. See, I really don't care. I don't work there no more. But listen, everybody wanted it light. They didn't want to stand up as black officers. They just wanted to work overtime and get good posts and make some money so they could dress like drug dealers and buy big gold chains and all that other nigger shit, instead of establish themselves in the department. And that's a lot of black law enforcement officers. They don't understand the struggle for them to even have that job. The sacrifices of people before them for them to have that job. Hell, you had Eric Adams come on this show, say most of them motherfuckers wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for me. But do I get recognized for that? Absolutely not. But that's okay. That's okay. There's not, listen, and I'm not AJ, Dixon, there's other people. Show me a black law enforcement officer in Westchester County that has done what I done.
Wow,
from officer to commissioner, that has done what I done for black law enforcement in Westchester County, all the way to the United Nations. Show me them. You won't find one. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm somebody. No, I'm humble about it, because I did the work. When they did the review, the police review of the state over black cops being shot, who did they call from Westchester County? Who testified? So come on, man. When I spoke at the UN the first time to be interviewed, the second time they had me help write the report.
Went to Geneva, all the way to Geneva.
Exactly, twice.
Blacks in law enforcement and Black Westchester was on that report.
Exactly. So here we are. Here we are today. I don't know. Oh, I swear to God. Oop.
I don't know. Like
you start listen. If you start cursing, you get banned. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful in the chat. You'll be gone. You'll be gone.
So we coming to the close of the show, because we didn't said all of this before, and
exactly.
We didn't said this, and we're not going to keep repeating it over and over for the next half an hour. But this is Black Westchester presents the People Before Politics radio show, every Saturday night, 6 to 8.
And I'm sorry if anybody offended. I said a couple of curse words. But
I mean, it is what it is.
I had to get it out of my chest, and it is what it is, because I had to make it plain.
No, I'm stopping because you're bringing up a bunch of stuff that makes me want to. We'll be here for another 2 hours, so I'm gonna stop before, because there's some stuff I need to say. I want to say too. But thank you for tuning in to another episode of Black Westchester Presents People Before Politics. I'm AJ Woodson. my partner in crime, Damon K. Jones. Shout out to our sister Lanez, who, you know what I'm saying, had some car trouble. She couldn't be here. She'll be back.
Yeah. Hope you got home safe, Lanez.
Yeah. I'm going to call her and check on her because I didn't hear from her yet. Make sure she got home safe. But, yeah, man, and check out blackwestchester.com. Make sure you check out our Substacks. Follow us on social media. And, you know, make sure you know, we do this to create this platform to give y'all a voice as well. So make sure y'all comment. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all share. And until next week, man, peace.
Oh, man, what did I do? Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm trying to find something. Oh, here we go. Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester Magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaigns, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic. Black America first. Yeah, Black America first. Fix the house, fix the fam, let the blessings burst. Own the land, own the plan, put the people to work, no more mule moves, Black America first. Thank you for watching another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show. Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. We appreciate every single one of you who tuned in, commented, shared the stream, and joined the conversation. Your support is the reason independent Black media continues to thrive and speak truth without fear. Every week, we show up to bring clarity, accountability, and real community insight to the stories that matter. And you show up with us. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or X, we want you to know that your voice, your engagement, and your presence make this platform stronger. Thank you for rocking with Damon K. Jones, AJ Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as we break down the issues that many outlets ignore. And thank you for supporting a space where Black thought, Black leadership, and Black truth-telling still matter.